I need to clean off my stove again. It's kind of a mess, isn't it? It's, what happens when you cook at home, I guess. Could be worse. Could not be cooking at home, I guess. Is that how it works? Anyway, good Wednesday morning. How are you doing? As promised, we're gonna do our Aeropress today. I'm gonna do it with the Costa Rica Las Lajas red honey. That's so amazing. Whoop, so amazing I can't keep a hold of it. Yes, it's got a beautiful fruity smell. Almost like peanut butter and jelly, kind of, which maybe is weird. I don't know. It smells wonderful. I like peanut butter and jelly. I haven't had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for a long time, but it's because I really don't have any good peanut butter and I haven't bought jelly. So, you know, I mean, that's the only reason. So let's do about 17 grams worth of coffee in our Aeropress. Oops, that's cheating. 18. Darn bean. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 18 grams. That sounds pretty good. We're gonna do it this way, and we're going to, no inversion method today. I will not spark the ire of the internet. We're just gonna do a regular brewing method today. A little bit of James Hoffman where the pullback, I think everybody does that. I think I'm the last one to the party that realized using one of these meant you could create suction. And I'll show you, maybe I'm not the last one, but I'm surely close. So we're gonna go to like a medium fine setting, and let's go. I forgot to spritz again. This just smells so nice. It's a good, nice, medium fine grind. There are some larger boulders in there, but this is not the cheapest, but you know, definitely in the, not even quite to the medium amount of money for a grinder in the grinder scale. I love this thing though. This thing does a wonderful job. I really appreciate the Encore grinder. It's been a very good conical burr grinder. It's been a workhorse, and I really love using it. And I think I've gotten fairly used to using it. So, all right, let's see how much we got back here. I have to remember how to not do the inversion method. I was about to put this directly onto the scale thinking it'll be fine. It won't be fine. We're gonna be losing water and coffee all over the scale. Sometimes you just gotta think. Sometimes I'm not able to do that. 18 grams on the button. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so what we're gonna do is we've got our coffee here, we got our coffee cup. With the normal method, or with the intended method, I guess it's not normal, don't say normal, it's not normal. It's intended, which can be perceived as normal, but that's not necessarily true, especially when it comes to diversity in coffee and coffee drinking and coffee making. Something shouldn't be considered normal, maybe standard. I think that's a better word because it's more clinical. It has less subjectivity behind it, because normal is subjective. It's based on each individual person or each individual family unit what is normal. There are different standards, no matter how tiny or how huge, you know, to normal. So this is a standard usage of this, and that's the roundabout way of saying that. You know, I'm not trying to be all-encompassing and, you know, too much, but I am saying, you know, diversity is a thing, and there's diversity in coffee, and everybody does their stuff differently. So this is not normal, this is just standard. And you know, there is a difference. One is clinical, standard is clinical. Standard is just something that has been done repeated over and over again, but then normal is subjective. Having these two things on your kitchen counter is probably not normal. There's that rant for the day. Anyhow, I got my water heating. We've got our coffee ready. I think we can put about 250 grams in there. Normally, let's see, it's a 100 milliliters of water to 7 grams of coffee. So 200 would be 14. So maybe if we can get about 300 in there, that would be stupendous. But we'll see what happens. We'll give it a little bit of a slosh around. We'll have to do this kind of quickly. It might be just easier, if I'm honest, if I just take this off of here, because I think the 300 grams is just going to fill this thing up anyway. So going by my eye to see to see what's happening might be the best thing, because I don't, you know, this scale, I don't know how delicate it is, and if I push down to apply pressure, and, you know, I don't want to go above the state minimum here, and I want to be able to pull up a little bit in order to stop the flow of water. Even though if I think about it, if I lose a little water in the cup, I would still have a lot of water floating around with the coffee grounds. So, I mean, the same amount will probably be extracted without like a couple of 0.2 or 3 milliliters of water. So, as always, we'll play it by ear. I keep looking for my coffee cup, thinking, where did I need to get my coffee cup? But I haven't used the Aeropress in this way for a month, probably. And that's, you know, in between using the Aeropress and the Chemex and the Clever and the Maca Pot, you know. So it's just like bouncing between all of those devices. The normal, I said normal again. I am guilty of it. I am guilty of saying normal because this is normal in my household. It doesn't mean it's normal in your household. The standard way of making an Aeropress is down like this. So, not the inverted method. That is someone else's normal, because it tastes better to them. And this is more about just discovering new tastes and flavors. I mean, this is all an experiment. This is all me doing things to see if I can do them right as they taste good to me. Yesterday, someone very kindly pointed out, hey, James Hoffman's got a method. Your Maca Pot looked a little not very dark. And I mean, I don't know 100%. I personally think that it's because this coffee is made for more pour overs and steeping than it is for like Maca Pot or espresso use, that kind of a thing. So even this application, it might not be dark enough to extract just about everything you can in this method. It's more meant for a pour over, it seems like. So yeah, and they recommended the James Hoffman method, and I said, the last time I did the James Hoffman method, I got corrected. Somebody said, here are some other people that do it right. James Hoffman's method sucks. So it's like, you know, you get them all, you get every side. But it's nice when they're just, and you know, the person that recommended another method because they didn't like the James Hoffman method. And you know, I prefer that to just saying, this sucks, you suck, thumbs down. I mean, give me a reason and show me a different way, and I'm happy to give it a try. Okay, so we're going to try to get, I don't want to go too fast, too furious. But I do want to try to get about 300. See, you can already hear it tink. It's already starting to pass through. About 3. And the problem with this is that it's already down in there. Like, I did get to 300, nice. So it's already down in there. So, okay, I'm going to push a little bit. Then we'll pull back a little bit. And that should stop the flow. If only it were always that easy, huh? Give it a little bit of a swirl. Should be very minimal drippage. Very minimal drippage. Excellent. So let's do a timer there. We'll go for about 4 minutes. You know what? I've only ever seen James Hoffman do these, so I don't even know if this is the standard method. Is the normal method applying the water and then, you know, letting it steep through and then maybe adding a little bit more water and then putting the top on and pressing through? Is it a steeping thing that is normal? I guess I never really looked that up because I was always interested in what other people were doing. See how everything's kind of, I don't know if you can kind of tell here. Everything's kind of risen up. Hang on. Yeah, that's coffee that's kind of risen to the top, which is very interesting. I probably should have given a little bit of a stir before I put the lid on. But then again, these things kind of happen a little quickly. Maybe we'll till about 4 minutes, I think, maybe 4.5 minutes, and then we'll push through. It's still windy outside and cold. I mean, the cold's here for probably another 2 weeks. The wind has just been loud and blustery, and we're facing the west, so the wind comes from that direction, and we have no trees in front of us, which is a positive when it comes to pretty views of the sunset, but negative when it comes to direct shots of rain, heavy snow, wind, tornadoes. So it's incredibly flat in front of us. It is a field. So there is some wind breakage for the houses down the lane from us because there is a separation between the two properties of brush and crap tree line. We have a break in the brush. The wind just passes right into us. So I expect that sometime in the immediate future, immediate being what, 7-8 years, we're probably going to have some issues with the roof, with shingles falling or flying off from the excessive wind. Because this is what happened to my parents' house. I mentioned it a couple times ago that they had their roof replaced. They live on top of a giant hill. They're basically in the foothills of the Appalachians. They live on top of a very high hill. I mean, they're surrounded by higher hills, but they're basically at the top of one of the hills there. And the wind sometimes will cut around the hills, but sometimes you get those higher intense winds that kind of come up over the hill and hit the house square. And it's those ones that are a lot more violent that hits the house and just obliterated the shingles at certain points. And you know, it's also the bad paper that they put underneath those shingles in that manufactured home anyway. All right, so we've gone for about 5 minutes. So here comes the fun part. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop. Perfect. That's a nice full cup of coffee. And I'm using a normal standard size cup rather than the giant glasses because the glass is just huge. And it makes it look like this cup of coffee is really small. I think that's just for me washing. Yeah, that's not coffee leaking out the sides. These things are, if you push too fast and you have too much pressure build up, they do start leaking out the bottom here around the sides as you push. If you push too hard or the coffee is too compact at the bottom of in the cake, which you can kind of see hot coffee. It's behind this part here. Let's just go push it out here. Yeah, there's nothing in here that's offensive. Boom. Look at that puck. That's a good puck. Nice solid puck right there. And you just wash it off while your coffee's cooling down. Just wash it off, and then I'll give it a nice scrub with the scrub brush and the scouring pad. After a bit, after we've enjoyed our coffee, the good morning cup of coffee. You can't really tell how the color is. It's in a blue mug, and the fact that this is pretty opaque, so it's really hard to tell how dark the coffee is. But I would say that it's a pretty decently dark cup of medium roast coffee. Yeah, that tastes really nice. It's amazing how you can get strawberry flavors out of coffee. Strawberry and orange with the green apple tartness, sourness that comes with a delicious coffee. Prepared in the honey method. The mucilage is still on the bean. The bean itself is pulled out of the fruit, but it's not washed immediately and it's set to dry. And it's really funny because when I watched the YouTube videos on making it, it just looked so exciting. It looked amazing. I couldn't wait to see it in person. And then we saw it in person, and it was basically just 20 pounds of fruit on a tarp that they came out with a rake every maybe 4 or 5 hours in a day, in a work day, and just spread it out a little bit more and turned it around so that some of the beans rotated up to the top. It was great to be there, to be able to pick fruit like that and then taste the actual fruit that was around the bean was very interesting. They used that much coffee and then it goes off and is processed, and you know, that's your fairly expensive stuff. I mean, expensive, but you know, that's your higher priced coffee right there. It's very specialty. So, but yeah, I built myself up to, I can't wait to see how this goes. And then here, come up here and rake a little bit. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's just like raking leaves. All right, well, I don't remember what I pictured in my head, but it wasn't this. I mean, I make light of it, but it was like the best thing ever. It was so much more. It was better than Disney. Kids are like, what? And adults are like, really? And yeah, yes, it is. That was my Disney, going to a coffee farm like that. Even though I had to climb those sheer hills, man. Oh, but I did it, and I made it to the top. And then we went bean picking, and I slept really good that night. Costa Rica would be a fun place to go. That would be a lot of fun, I think. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a little clever. Maybe I'll pull out the Bones coffee. I'll grab something out of there. I've got the bacon left. I've got some varieties up there to take a look at, and we can pull them all out, really, and just make a decision on the spot. That sounds good. Don't overthink it. Have a great day and have a great cup of coffee. Bye.